This is how we do it.
You're listening to the Nasser Kyobe Show.
Nasser played not just high-level high school football. He was a logger at UPS.
Over the middle it goes, and the pass was complete, and he gets absolutely belted at the 40-yard line. The sideline erupts as Nasser Kyobe just exploded the wide receiver.
Did Nasser say things like, I'm sending you to outer space?
And as he got his momentum going, was chopped down. Nice tackle there from Nasser Kyobe.
Go Hawks.
Inside of 40 seconds to play. Anderson with an inside handoff on that 2nd and 7 from the 41. It has been decided maybe since the safety in the first quarter. The teams are going to head to the middle of the field. That is going to do it. 12s, they're bringing the trophy home. Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champions.
You heard Steve say, baby, we are Super Bowl champs. Whew. Feels good, Seattle. Feels good. Words don't describe how I feel right now. No BS. One of the best moments of my life. Just to come to work this week and you heard Steve say it. We are Super Bowl champs. And again, credit all my sound to 710 ESPN Seattle. Welcome all my listeners. You're listening to another edition of the Nasser Kyobe Show, Super Bowl reaction edition. God, it feels great. I mean, words don't describe, like I said before, how pumped up I am about this game. I mean, we came out there and pumped the brakes off these guys. I mean, it wasn't even close. The best offense versus the best defense. Well, prove once again, defense wins championships, and we can see why. I mean, we just absolutely beat the hell out of these guys, and it felt great to sit there and just all the emotion from all the disappointments from the battered fan syndrome that everyone has in Seattle. We all had it. I mean, we remember what happened in 95. It was a great run. It saved baseball. We ended up losing. 2001, we won 116 games. Most amount of wins ever. And we didn't get it done. Remember 03, and you know what? I hate to bring this up, but it'll all come full circle, and I know Seahawks fans will never forget this moment.
Just ask Matt Hasselbeck.
Seattle has won the toss. We won the ball, we're going to score.
Oh, boy.
That was over the PA system here at Lambeau Field saying we want the ball and we're going to score.
Hasselbeck was partly right. One of his passes did lead to a score.
The pass is picked off. Intercepted. Back the other way. The Green Bay Packers advance.
Yeah, of course, no one could forget that. I was in 7th grade. I damn near almost cried watching him run it back. And that happened. And then you have 2004 where we lose to the Rams at home and we almost score at the end of the game and we don't. And then finally we break through the next year in 2005. We find a way to get to the Super Bowl. And of course, we know they had a little bit of help from the guys in the black and whites. But of course, we also remember this.
And they pitch it to the left, and now here's the handoff on the reverse to Antoine Randall. He's going to throw it down the field. There's a man open. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! Heinz Ward! Yeah, baby! The Steelers score from 43 up on a gadget play that they worked on in practice on Friday. That was deep into the bag of the Wiz and Hunt tricks.
We remember those moments, and again, you just thought that we'd be back the next year, and we weren't. And then, we lose the next 2 years in 07. Then we have the down years and the Jim Moore, that little era. And then 2011, 2010 comes by, and Pete Carroll comes, and this thing that him and Schneider and all those guys built. We had our one moment with the Beastquake run. And then, of course, our fairy tale ended the next week. But finally, after all that, and then last year with 31 seconds in Atlanta, and we're so close to advancing to an NFC title game. After all that, Seattle, it's finally our day. And it's finally our day that we can talk about being Super Bowl champs. You can finish them, all the ringless jokes about this city. We haven't won one since 1979, and the Sonics aren't even here, and blah, 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 this and that. The Mariners have never even been to a World Series. Today, you can call yourself Super Bowl champs. Super Bowl champs, and it started right away from the first play of the game.
Starting 1st and 10 at his own 14 on the right hash mark. Manning goes out of the shotgun a lot. Moreno on his left, a tight trips. to the left side. Single wide receiver near side. And the ball goes into the end zone. It's a flag down. Moreno dives for the ball. It should be a safety, but let's see where the flag comes in as the ball was snapped past Peyton Manning.
Offense number 18 moving toward the snap. Penalties decline. Safety.
The Seahawks are on the board.
And just like that, we're up 2-0, and we just kept it moving. And from that point on, we never trailed, and we just continued to hammer it. And, I've been a big advocate this whole season about we do not need Percy Harvin to win a Super Bowl. And I don't think if Percy Harvin didn't play in the Super Bowl, we still win by 20 points. But my God, it was fun to watch him. Just from that first end around that he took, and I'll play that for you right now.
Lynch again, the single setback. Harvin now wide to the far side. Slotted is Golden Tate. Showing blitz. Here comes the sweep, coming back to the left side. Harvin across the midfield, 45, still on the run, 40, knocked out of bounds. The speed of Percy Harvin going from right to left, knocked out of bounds at the Denver 31 on that speed sweep from right to left. The Seahawks pick up 30, and they are knocking at the Denver door.
And this was the speed that we always talked about when we finally got to see it. And now if you're playing outside backer or safety, you have to honor that. And that guy has got wheels. And, man, did we just pour it on him. And I'm just going to play my favorite calls from the game. I mean, there were so many people who just went off. I mean, the MVP discussion was one of the hardest I've ever seen. But the tone was set on the Broncos right away by my man Cam Chancellor.
2nd and 7 are the Broncos. Manning now shifts Decker over from left to right. Manning takes the snap out of the shotgun. Stands, looks, has time, dumps it underneath, and getting hit, and I mean hit hard as he caught the ball, Demaryius Thomas, by Cam Chancellor near the 40-yard line, and we have seen Cam blow up receivers like that all season.
Yeah, and Steve is right on the money. We've seen Ask Vernon Davis about Cam Chancellor. I mean, the man laid the wood on their best receiver, Demaryius Thomas, got knocked like 5 yards back, and that just kind of set the tone on the Broncos for how that day was going to be, and Chancellor was not done.
3rd and 7 now at his own 23. Manning has tight slots to both sides, Moreno beside him. A shotgun snap. Manning makes it. He steps up in the pocket on the blitz. Ball sails. Ball's intercepted at the 40-yard line. Cam Chancellor. Ball was kind of a duck. I don't know if it got touched, but it was intended for Julius Thomas, and Cam Chancellor comes up with the big takeaway after heavy pressure by the Seahawks defense, and the Legion of Boom steps up again.
Man, just making plays. And, when this game started, we had the safety and we get 2 field goals after that. And, being the Seattle fan I am, I'm thinking that's not enough. Is this going to come back to hurt us? You got to get 6. You got to get 6. And we finally punch it in. Lynch gets that 1-yard TD run, and we're up 15-0. But here's where I kind of knew that this was going to be our night.
3 receivers near side for Manning out of the shotgun. Ball at the 35. Moreno in the backfield. Now he scampers. The ball is hit as it comes out, and it's picked off by the Seahawks. Far sideline, Malcolm Smith. 50, 45, he's going to go. 30, nobody's going to touch him. Cuts back 20, 10. The Legion of Boom, the Seahawks defense. They do it again. Holy catfish. Touchdown, Seahawks. Oh, baby, Malcolm Smith dunks it over the goalpost, and the Seahawks go up 21-0 on the 2nd interception of the game on Peyton Manning. Wow.
And you're watching this game, and you're thinking, this isn't real. This isn't really happening. And I'm just trying to, pinch myself and have my Super Bowl party at my house, and it didn't stop. And then after that, I kind of started feeling like this was going to be our night. And after this, it was game, set, match. Good night, Denver.
Short kick. Percy Harvin with the catch. He's on the run. He breaks free. He's across the 40. The speed. There he goes. Midfield. Look out. He's going to go. Takes the second half kickoff all the way back. Baby! 88 yards for a touchdown. We knew Percy was going to do it tonight. Touchdown, Seahawks. No flags. Are you kidding me? Percy Harvin. The Seahawks fans, the 12s are going nuts, and the Seahawks stretch their lead to 28-0. I don't believe it.
We go up 20-0. It's over. It's a wrap. You don't want to say it because that's just the kind of guy I am. I'm like, no, they can still come back. We still got to keep pouring it on them. And we took it to them. And of course, if it wasn't insult to injury enough, Denver Bronco fans, guys couldn't cackle Jermaine Kearse.
First and 10 at the Denver 23. Slots to both sides, empty backfield, and Wilson goes out of the shotgun. Here comes a four-man rush by Denver. Wilson fires inside, and Kearse makes the catch, spins out of 1, spins out of 2, 10, 5. Touchdown, Seahawks! They are blowing the roof off this place in New Jersey. Jermaine Kearse, a 23-yard slant, breaks 2 tackles and takes it in. The Seahawks stretch it out 35-0.
Games, like I said, game, set, match. And it was an amazing feeling to know that what we were watching was our Seahawks dominating the number 1 offense in the game. And it got so bad. I mean, I feel bad for people who didn't. I mean, I really don't, but people who had no rooting interest in the game, especially if you just weren't a Seahawks fan, watching that game, because it was not competitive, but I enjoyed every second of it. And then it came down to the MVP performance, and it was like, or the MVP decision, who's going to get it of the game. And that was pretty much discussing at my house, at least for the whole fourth quarter, because the game was over. And it was one of those things where you could have gave it to anybody. I mean, you could have gave it to Russell Wilson. You could have gave it to Jermaine Kearse, Doug Baldwin, anyone on defense. You could have gave it to Cam Chancellor, Malcolm Smith, Earl Thomas. I mean, there were so many guys that made plays. And to me, if you were ever going to do it, that was going to be the day where you gave it to an entire defense because they played their butt off. I mean, the number 1 offense in the history of the NFL, the 8 points. We're talking about the best offense statistically ever with a first ballot Hall of Famer at the QB, and we hold him to 8 points. I mean, you could have given it to anybody, and they gave it to Malcolm Smith, and I have no problem with it whatsoever. The dude, now people know his name. I mean, he's the one who, at the other end of the tip, when Sherman tips in the NFC Championship game, he was the other guy getting the interception. But no one talked about it, of course, because we're talking about the play Sherman made, and he made a great play, and that's what happens when we run after the football. But people know who Malcolm Smith is now. Okay, he takes that pick 6 back. He recovers a fumble later in the game, and he just played his rear end off. And I'm just so happy to proudly call my team Super Bowl champions. I've been waiting this moment my entire life, and I'm not kidding you. It's one of the best days of my life. Granted, I haven't had kids yet. I haven't got married yet. I haven't done any of that. But just thinking about some stuff, that is clearly one of the best moments in my life. But to kind of switch gears here, I'm not going to spend too long on this, but just kind of touch base on what this means for Peyton Manning. His legacy is in jeopardy, but this is how it's in jeopardy. I fear how people are going to remember him because obviously he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Nothing's going to change that. The Super Bowl didn't change that for me. All his playoff failures didn't fail that for me. I mean, he's one of the best of all time. He's a great regular season quarterback. We know that. His numbers are off the charts, second to nobody. Okay, he has won a Super Bowl. He's done that. A lot of people can't say that. Dan Marino can't say he's won a Super Bowl. He did that. He's been to it 2 other times. One game was kind of close. The other game, he got his doors blown off. And the good thing, the story shouldn't even be about Peyton after this game. It's about how well our defense played. But as far as his legacy goes, I think it takes a hit. I think it just means that, yeah, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and he's one of the best that ever played. But that's what he's always going to be, I think. He's going to be one of the best to ever play. He won't be in contention of the best quarterback to ever play, I think, because of what happened in the playoffs and in this kind of league. That's what people remember. People remember what happened on the biggest stage. And on the biggest stage, Seattle, the team that had no experience, looked like the ones that have been there. I mean, every year, the team that had no experience played their best game on the biggest stage. I mean, of all the games we played this whole year, that was the best they all played ever. Offense, defense, special teams. And they showed up on the biggest stage and played their best. Unfortunately, you can't always say that about Peyton Manning at some of the biggest stages. And like I said, I'm not going to take anything away from the guy. The guy is amazing. First ballot Hall of Famer. One of the best to ever play the game. But I think because of how this ended, and I mean, I don't know how the Broncos are going to recover from this, but because of, if that's people's lasting memory, the last time he's in the Super Bowl, it's just going to taint his legacy. And again, I don't think that's right, but I think that's what people are going to remember as what he did in the playoffs opposed to how great he was. And they'll kind of remember him as, okay, he was just the guy that was really good in the regular season, had crazy stats, but was just okay in the postseason, won a title, but he just won't be one of the best ever. Right or wrong, I just think that's how it's going to end. But Peyton's still great, but at the end of the day, Seahawks, they're Super Bowl 48 champs. Whew, it still feels good to say, man. That just gets me so fired up. And so yesterday we had the parade, and the only thing Seattle's ever had to compare it to was 1979 with the Seattle Supersonics. And unfortunately, I really wanted to be down there with the 12th man and the 750,000 people that poured into Seattle. Unfortunately, I couldn't. Unfortunately, I was locked up in the studio. You know, my day job over at 710, helping the production side of the parade that was going on. But I mean, just listening to Brock and Dory and all the guys talk throughout it, it was great. And watching it on TV, I mean, watching the duck trucks go through the city and just how excited people were. I mean, it was freezing cold. People waited out there for hours and hours and hours just to see them for a couple minutes. And it was great. It was just the bond between this team and the fans is second to nobody. You will not find that anywhere else, ever. This 12th man and the feeling they had, I mean, the feeling that you get just even with casual fans is like, this is our title. This is our title. We've waited and we've had so many failures, but this is ours. And the way that our team connects with the 12th man and just how we're nationally recognized as that fan base who's crazy loud. And they were. I mean, we had, instead of a moment of silence, we had a moment of loudness just for these fans. And they got up there and it was a great parade. And I just got to give a couple shout outs to Paul Allen, because if it wasn't for him, this team wouldn't be here. Those moving trucks would be down in California. He saved this team, and it starts there. If Paul Allen doesn't buy this team, there is no Super Bowl. There is no football team. Okay. And he talked during the parade.
What an amazing parade that was. Everybody could feel the love, and I was told there were more than 1 million people out there on the streets. How amazing is that?
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And then, of course, you know, John Snyder and Pete Carroll. There's no title if we don't have Pete Carroll. There's no title. I mean, what he did, all the transactions, I mean, we had some like 800 transactions since he's been head coach of the Seahawks. What he's done for this region and for this team, I mean, it's unbelievable. We would not be champs if it wasn't for him. And of course, this guy who was once told he was too small to play the position.
But, you know, when I first got here, we talked about, you know, I know I mentioned, you know, possibly winning multiple Super Bowls. And the thing that I said was to win multiple Super Bowls, you got to win the first one first. And so our mindset right now, like we've been saying all year, is, as us players have been saying, what's next? And so our plan is to hopefully win another one for you next year. Go Hawks.
And while the most talked about player on our team, nationally at least, Richard Sherman, was once thought of as just a selfish individual. It's all about me, because he plays with such an edge on his shoulder. He was very, very, I don't even know, thankful, I mean, appreciative of the guys that he plays back there with in the secondary.
We appreciate all of you. The Legion of Boom is more than just the secondary. It's the linebackers. It's Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright. It's Malcolm Smith. It's Mike Bennett. It's Quentin McDonald, Big Red Bryant, Tony McDaniel. It's all of us. So if you could give a hand to our whole defense, we'd appreciate it.
And then, of course, we got to hear from the guy who's driving the truck, all this thing, my man Pete Carroll, talking about the 12th man.
Just want to end this with this thought. It's extraordinary, this relationship that we have with the 12. There's nothing like it in professional sports, maybe anywhere in the world. Thank you so very much. We love you. We'll be back again. We're going to do something special again. Say it.
And he wasn't done, because Pete Carroll thinks we're just getting warmed up.
We're just getting warmed up. You know what I'm talking about.
Listen to the crowd. God, I love the 12th man. I love being a part of this. And, I mean, it was crazy. My girlfriend, who before, I mean, she had liked football and that kind of thing, but she wasn't a huge football fan. And while I'm at work, I heard her story of how she got down to the parade. I mean, she teaches her first algebra class, then she leaves school, bus system screwed up. You can't get into downtown. She hoofs it 4 miles to get downtown just to see the parade. And that's what this team has done to this region. It's turned people who weren't huge Seahawks fans into diehards and just loving this team. And that's one thing I love about this team. And here's the thing. People are going to start talking about impossible dynasty. And that's something that can happen. We are a young team. We could win multiple championships. Granted, we're going to have to dish out some money. We're going to have to pay Russ. We're going to have to pay Sherm, Earl, Baldwin, Tate. I mean, it's a long list, and we're not going to be able to keep everyone. And that's something people got to hold on to. But the thing is we could win multiple championships. We absolutely could. But you know what? We got all offseason to talk about that. Right now, I can't get over winning the freaking Super Bowl. So I just got to hear Steve Rabel tell me one more time where we're going. What just happened?
Inside of 40 seconds to play. Anderson with an inside handoff on that 2nd and 7 from the 41. It has been decided maybe since the safety in the first quarter. The teams are going to head to the middle of the field. That is going to do it. 12s, they're bringing the trophy home. Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champions.
Man, and if I got one thing to say to the region of Seattle and all the longtime sports fans is just enjoy this. Savor this moment. There's Spock and some final thoughts. Savor this moment, Seattle. We, for the first time, can call ourselves Super Bowl champs. That is something they'll never take away from us. The 12th man, that's something they'll never take away from us. Savor this moment because we don't know when it's ever going to be back. Again, nothing is guaranteed in this league. You never know what's going to happen. So just enjoy this moment. Let's let John Snyder, Pete Carroll, Paul Allen, the rest of the team, Russell Wilson, worry about how they're going to become a dynasty and how they're going to repeat next year. But for the time being, enjoy it. We are Super Bowl champs. I can't stop saying that. It's one of the best moments of my life. I've been following this team since I've been alive. Love this team. Love covering it. I've had the pleasure to work at 710 ESPN Seattle and Cairo Radio during this whole run, and it's been magical, and I don't know words don't describe it. But in the meantime, Seattle, enjoy this. We are Super Bowl champs. Until next time, this has been another edition of Nasser Kyobe Show. Thanks for listening.